It's going to be fun. Let me run the opening, and we will get to it. Here we are.
Hello, motherfucker.
All right, we're in the first 2 minutes.
Come
That'll
on
get
in,
you.
folks. You see out there.
There's the algorithm.
What algorithm? We're not monetized. We can have fun. Come on. Here we are.
Oh, if we were monetized, we wouldn't be anymore.
No.
You could see Nita being like, "What the hell are you guys doing?"
I thought that was too cute to pass up.
Hello, motherfucker.
That's so good. It's so good.
Love that child.
Yeah.
Out of the mouths of babes. Come on in, folks. Sunday Funnies. Sunday, the 4th of May, 2025.
Do you know in 20 years' time, somebody's going to pull that piece of film up for that kid when she goes for a job?
Yeah.
And she's not going to get the job.
Oh, they'll probably just laugh their ass off and give her the
So
job.
about 20 years' time, nobody's going to have a job.
That too.
20 years' time, nobody's going to be around.
No,
Just
it'll
point
just
at
be
it and
AI
watch it.
robots
The
wandering
way it's
around.
going, yeah.
That's right, exactly. The child will just look at their future boss and say, "That's an AI fake," and they'll
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't do that. Wasn't me.
Exactly.
Was the AI what done it, Gov?
we get some coming up. So, thanks for stopping by, folks. This is Sunday Funnies. I'm your host, Randy Zimmerman. You can find my work. If you look on Amazon, you just look around in comics. I broke down the Shadow Kingdom for Russ Leach to do fantastic artwork with. That's a adaptation of the original Robert E. Howard story, the one that started the whole sword and sorcery genre. We took those characters and spun them off into the Atlantean. Russ again doing the great artwork. The original story is written by me. Number 2 is currently at the printer. Campaign is currently closed on that. Number 3 is deep into production. We can't wait for you to read it. And I'm loving it. Just keeps getting better and better. Other than that, Arrow Comics. Look for Arrow Comics. I'm usually associated with something that has that label on it in one way or another. And been doing comics for many, many, many decades. So happy to talk about comics here, which is the purpose of the show. Joining me this morning, Mr. Glenn Fleming. Glenn, please introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. My name's Glenn Fleming. I'm a writer, artist, and publisher. I write books. I've got 12 books on Amazon at the moment, but relevant to this show is my trip to see Jack Kirby at his home in California. You can get this on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, from New Haven Press, and all kinds of outlets. I also draw, and this is a book about my character Hatch. You can find this on Fun My Comic currently. I'm going to put it on Amazon, I think, at some point. And it features my character and somebody rustling about. Artwork, unpublished and published and unpublished artwork from the series. And occasionally I publish Comics Unlimited, which is a 100-page magazine about comics, articles and interviews. Randy and Russ are in the pages of this magazine. Russ has done a couple of covers for me. So check it out. That's on Amazon too. 15 issues of that so far.
All right.
That's it.
We are live this morning. Marby is in the house. May the sauce be with you. May the sauce be with us all. Just greetings as well. Sarah is in the house. Popping in.
Sarah!
I can't stand Star Wars, LMAO. So I'm bowing out. But hi, have a great show, and I'm sure you will. Sarah, you should stick around. You might change your mind.
Yes, it's Star Wars.
Sarah!
Man, assuming he's in here. Yeah,
Yeah, he is.
Marby says, I'll be watching Rogue One this afternoon. I'm sorry. The only Disney Star Wars movie worth to watch.
Well, it's the only one worth falling asleep in front of. So
I've never seen it.
No.
do you know what? It wasn't bad, but you know, everything after the prequels is just tripe. It's awful. Yeah, wrong of you, Sarah. You should stay for the fantastic artwork. You might not like Star Wars, but you can appreciate the book.
Yeah, you'll love this.
Yeah, Al Williamson.
Really good.
Al Williamson's art is fantastic, and
One of
it's
the best
sacrilegious
of the
not to
best,
love
yeah.
Star Wars.
Are you on a different mic today, Randy?
No, I'm not. Am I coming through real bad?
Yeah, a bit weird.
Yeah, it's a little muted.
Look at your settings. See what audio you're on. Check you're
Yeah,
not on the
probably is,
webcam audio.
One thing.
Oh, look at that cover. Whoa, he's gone. Only asked him to check his mic, not blow
It's like
himself
I'm on
up.
charge. God help you all.
Kaboom! Randy's gone. There he goes. He's back again. No, he is. Yes, no, he's not. He's gone. Well, yeah, professionally live YouTubing.
Oh, Alison, you better introduce yourself.
Yeah, I guess I could do that. Yeah.
You just won't be on the big screen.
Well, I'm Allison. I'm here. I'm on the big screen. I'm on the little screen. I can't make up my mind.
Just that's.
I'm
There
big.
you go.
I'm little. It's I'm back to big. This is great. This is absolutely great. I am Allison. I am a comic book artist, mangaka, the American mangaka, whatever you want to call it. Live streamer, creator, hanging out with these crazy people this morning. Definitely didn't get enough sleep last night. My hair shows it. Let's see. And I'll actually be drawing Star Wars most of the day on my my YouTube and Twitch channels. Just Allison McGlone on YouTube and alleycat_comics on Twitch. If you go on to Twitch, you get to hear music as I draw. Because copyright reasons, I can't play it onto YouTube. But yeah, buy my stuff. That works. I'm not awake.
Sound any better?
Does a cat?
No.
Can't see it.
I'm still
You
big.
sound like you're in another country.
Yep.
That's good to know.
What's this?
Did
Oh, dear. Written by Archie Goodwin and drawn by Al Williamson.
Any
Look at
better?
that cover. You're still very low.
I can't hear you at all.
I can't hear you. You're muted now, so I definitely can't hear
You're
you.
muted. Glenn, that's got a little bit of I don't know why it reminds me a little bit of Mobius.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's really, it's got the whole thing. It's got Wally Wood in there as well with those blacks and everything.
Yeah,
But
very Bollywood.
I was thinking Mobius when I saw the whatever that machine's called. I don't know what they're called.
At or whatever it is. Yeah, I was thinking Mobius as it was further away, and then when it got closer, Wally Wood jumped out. Yeah,
I definitely see the Bollywood influence on it.
Yeah, and there's what's his
Any
face?
better?
I always forget his.
Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me.
Yeah, that's a lot better.
No, you can't. Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, I can hear you.
we can't give you a thumbs
There's
up.
no way
you
we're
can't
giving you a
see
thumbs
us. Oh dear.
Welcome to live podcasting, folks.
Welcome to live podcasting from Boomer Town.
Speak for yourselves.
I am definitely in the Gen X camp.
As
Do you know? The only thing I don't like about that cover is that bird on the left. I know it's sort of offsetting the white of the machine, but I don't like that drawing of that bird.
Just some random bird.
Just some random bird
Random
Yeah.
bird.
causing
bird.
trouble.
Like shoot it with a blast.
I think the reason it looks a little off kilter is because it's bang on sideways.
Yeah.
Whereas everything else has got a tilt to it, and it kind of feels a bit weird.
Yeah, the little
It's
guy,
almost silhouette.
the little guy bottom right is proving your point there.
He's crawling into the pit or crawling into the view, isn't he? He's crawling out of the picture. Yeah.
So it's like a 3/4 turn, isn't it? When that's a side view and it doesn't work.
Just don't no.
Is that supposed to be Han Solo with blonde hair?
I don't know.
Because that
maybe Luke. I think it's Luke, but he's
That's
looking a
Luke.
bit too superhero-ish.
Yeah, that girl looks like a cross between obviously Princess Leia and Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
It does kind of.
I think that's got to be Leia. Yeah,
It's
and
Leia.
I think that must be Luke. Just he's drawn very manly.
Yeah, he looks about 39, and when he's 21, isn't he? You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, considering Luke in the original movie is supposed to be 19 years old.
Right.
Wow.
Now, Mark Hamill, I believe, was 25.
Yeah.
But Carrie Fisher was like 19 years old.
Yeah.
He was, yeah.
What when he went to do his mic, what did that have to do with the camera?
Well,
I have no idea.
It's like that song, you know, your thigh bone's connected to your hip bone, you know.
That's exactly it.
You know what I mean?
Exactly it.
You know, so anyway, folks, it's been really nice, and this cover's been really great.
Well,
cover's
it was
amazing.
great. Yeah, it's just.
In fact,
there you go.
the leg of his stand there looks like that. His camera looks like the leg of that machine.
That's well, guys.
I think we may have lost our audience. Stick around, guys. It will get better.
I'm going to say something now that I never thought I'd hear myself say, but I'll do it because it's funny. And that is, may the farce be with you.
Check you out.
Boom.
Rim shot.
Oh, dear. Right. Wow.
Oh, I'll tell you something. Let me tell you. That is Han Solo because he's got that Mauser.
It is his gun, isn't it?
Well, Luke has one of those too, actually.
Oh, right.
Does he?
Okay.
Okay.
I concede.
I do like the machinery on the side of that. Oh, okay.
It's me again.
You again. Right. I think Randy's left. He must have.
He's had enough.
There's enough. He's just done. Oh, no.
It's Glenn.
It's me.
It's just randomly going through the people on the show, just in case you missed their introductions.
Just checking it out.
Oh, dear.
We're experiencing technical difficulties this morning.
It'll be back soon. Don't worry. Perhaps we could play some music. Oh, no. YouTube will cut us off.
Yes, they will. He's back and he's gone. He's back and he's gone. Oh, wait, maybe. Come, so, will we?
The excitement. No.
No. The camera's literally like face down on the table now. Up there. Okay.
I'll show you this. Got this the other day. Just started reading it.
Oh, yeah.
Monster Fire
Really
Winter's
nice.
Fantastic.
Yeah. The hardback.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's great. It's really good. And it's really impressive because not only is it fantastic artwork, he does the lettering as well.
Oh, God. Look at that.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
good.
He does the whole thing. He's a man after my own heart. Except that this is worth looking at.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm just starting
don't sell
reading
yourself
it.
short. I love your stuff.
Yeah, so do I, but I'm not saying it's as good as Barry Smith's.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
You're supposed to say, no, it is. It's
No, I can't even lie that good. So.
No sound.
oh, so,
No sound. No sound.
Oh dear.
Christ. When I said the sound was a bit weird, maybe all you needed to do was lean closer to the mic. I don't know. Right.
Oh,
Okay.
dear.
My God.
Well, if you get my Hatch annotated book, you can see the rough and then the finished artwork.
You know what's great about your book is you don't need any sound for your book
That's
because
right.
there's no speech in it. It's
It
pure storytelling.
It doesn't. He only says the odd
I know
Ah,
why there's no sound currently. It's because Randy's muted. And he's gone.
Oh,
he's gone.
Hey, but look at this. Eat your heart out. There's Jack Kirby looking at Hatch.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, that's so good.
That's an envious thing, mate, for you to have met Jack.
And there's my work on his desk.
Look at that. Look at that. Good
But as
stuff.
I say, the best thing about my 2 trips to see him was to meet Roz.
Right.
Meet his wife,
yeah.
Roz. She was great.
Great woman. Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes,
Maybe.
Yes.
Holy crap.
Well, we're only 20 minutes in, so
Right. Just hit the
Sorry,
button.
everybody.
Get it. Yeah, and the sound. I have to say, it was worth it because you are much clearer now.
Yeah,
I had to go through and jiggle all the wires. I had
You
to go-
jiggled all the wires.
I had to go through and jiggle all the wires and wake the hamsters back up. Holy crap.
that's what she said.
Sorry, folks.
Did you
Very
try
sorry
turning
for
it
that.
off and on again?
See,
That's what I ended up
Sarah,
having to do.
I hope Sarah's still watching because she'd be having a laugh here.
Might be Luke. I remember him being blonde in comics. Oh, this person here? Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely Luke.
It's got to be Luke. It's just a manly Luke. That's all.
It's a very manly
Glenn, you must show monsters one of these days.
I think I have a copy of Monsters, Glenn. If you don't want to ruin your hardback on a
Yeah. Well,
On a podcast.
I don't have I'm the only person on the planet who doesn't have a mobile phone, so I can't fix it up to show stuff anyway.
I use a rostrum camera. I just got 2 webcams, but I've got a softback copy of that. I think
Right.
so. Rather than ruin your hardback,
Exactly.
we can flip through my soft cover.
Brilliant.
Giggity.
I've almost bought that book a number of times. It's just that
Right, stop playing with your camera. It looks fine. Show us the book.
I heard how depressing it was. I just haven't picked it up yet.
It's depressing if you're an artist.
Is
Yeah.
it? Okay.
It's definitely depressing if you're an artist because you're just looking at it going, I will never.
Now, that's really, really clear, Randy. Don't mess
Don't
with
mess. That looks really nice.
That looks. Oh no! The book disappeared.
There you go. It is him.
Yep,
That's the back
definitely
cover.
Luke.
Yeah. He's just very manly.
These are hardback collections by Russ Cochran. He was contacted by Lucasfilm.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, isn't that great?
Just the pages. Look at that.
That's amazing.
What I really love about so much of this stuff that was done in the 70s is that when they got likenesses of people, it didn't. It's okay. They might have traced the occasional one, but most of it was a sort of a light likeness, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
So that they could draw it multiple times and just get on with it and make it happen. And I mean, there's a post doing the rounds at the moment on Facebook, and I think it might be a Star Wars thing. I'm not sure, but it's so obvious that the panels have been traced from photographs of the characters that you're looking at it thinking, is that a photograph or is that an illustration? And it's like, that's not what I want from my comic books. You know, I can go and see a film. I can look at photographs. I can look at it on the internet. I want a comic strip. I want something that flows and that works and ebbs and has energy. And sometimes, I mean, I'm very keen on getting likenesses right. I did that with Doctor Who. But that doesn't mean that it should be to the detriment of the sequential arts, the storytelling aspect of it.
Yeah.
It should all flow.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I quite agree. Yep.
And I think that spread there is because you can. That's obviously not traced, I think, from
No, that's not
Harrison Ford. That one right in the middle. Whereas the one next to him, the Carrie Fisher one, it's obvious that he's got reference, but again, I don't think it's traced. And the Luke is definitely not traced, but you still know who all those people are. And actually, the Harrison Ford has got a little bit of a likeness, quite from the second Star Wars film. So it's like, it's just and also the rendering. I mean, look at the rendering on Darth there, and then over on Chewie and C-3PO in the middle. It's just a really beautiful thing. I know that all these are just snippets that have been put together, but you can see the fact that they are snippets that are put together. You can see that consistency right the way across the page.
Well, if you look at top left, you can see Alec Guinness there.
Yeah, that is definitely Alec Guinness. Yeah, and you can see that he's probably really studied the reference that he's been given.
Yeah,
but it doesn't mean he's traced it.
Yeah,
No, exactly.
If he has traced it, he's not done a very good job.
No.
No.
And again, it's not. I don't have an issue with tracing. I mean, like Neil Adams. I think I'm paraphrasing, but he famously said, any artist that says they don't trace is a liar. There's always, especially when you look at these back in the day, they had so much to do and so little time to do it in. They just had to get the work out the door, but they didn't rely on it. And what I see at the moment is a trend on relying on 3D models and relying on tracing of photographs.
Yeah.
And what it does is it takes the energy out of your storytelling.
And it also takes longer to find the reference for the angle you want.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, might
as well draw it.
Yeah, I was looking at horses today. Horses are awful to draw. And I was looking for reference for reared up horses. But the last thing I want to do is just trace the reared up horse, if you see what I mean. Because then I have to build the whole scene around the reared up horse. And that doesn't make sense, because you're not creating the energy that you want from a scene where a horse is reared up. So, no, it's good to get reference. It's important to get reference, especially for animals. But no, it's you've got to have energy in your work.
Yeah, this is what I was saying the other day about the weapons. You've got to know if you're drawing accurate Second World War weapons, you have to know what to leave out.
Yeah.
So you've got to know what's in it to leave it out. You can't just draw a rifle, generic rifle, because I think if you're drawing something like that, which I am at the moment, as you know, you need to get different reference for a Mauser rifle, and then draw it. So you've got to know it to do it, if you understand what I mean.
Yeah, that down there that you were just looking at the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah. Look at that Millennium
great.
Falcon.
Yeah,
fantastic,
brilliant.
This is a 3-volume hardback set, 1991 printed in a nice box set.
What a lovely box set. Can you still get that?
I don't think so.
Oh,
it's limited to 2,500.
Was it really?
Wow.
And the way
and you've got one.
And the way I know that is because I've got this.
Oh,
look at that!
Look at that.
Bang!
This is number 1174 out of 2,500.
Oh, wow. That's worth a few quid then.
That's not real, but those two are.
Wow.
That is cool.
Right, well, that's the end of that then.
Loved it since the first time I seen it. Yeah, had to have it, Fantastic foreword by Archie Goodwin, talking about how he was approached to write it. Another introduction by Al Williamson, and a little cartoon by Archie there.
Yeah.
Another great introduction by Al, and a little introduction by Russ Cochran himself, talking about how they asked him to put the set together, and he was happy to do it.
Everybody had better names then. Russ Cochran, Marv Wolfman, Archie Goodwin. It's like they're great. Great names.
dedicated to James,
Hmm.
which I believe was Russ Cochran's son. This drawing here is by Al Williamson's son.
All right.
Oh, now there you go. Look at that.
There we go. I need to be tighter on those?
No, just leave it like that.
Just leave it. It's okay.
All right.
Yeah, I'll live.
Wow.
Now, keep in mind the amount of workload that Williamson was carrying at the time. He's doing 6 of these strips and 1 Sunday strip, which looks like this on the next page here. Which looks like this, all in a week.
Wow.
Yep.
And that's what he was doing.
And what's interesting with these is the Sunday strips, I believe, are in continuity.
With the story of the dailies.
Because
Yeah.
typically a Sunday strip isn't in continuity. They do them a month ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
Then they have the dailies that tell the continuity.
Because they have to be in color.
Yep.
Takes a while for the colors.
So were these originally printed in black and white?
Yep.
The dailies were, yes.
Yeah,
The Sundays were in color.
those are in
Mhm.
color.
In newspaper, on newsprint in the newspaper. Yeah.
Is he using tints on those?
Looks
Oh,
like
she's-
it.
He is. Yeah.
Thinks-
This is still back in the mid to late 80s. Yeah, he's still using zip screens here.
Yeah, he's using Zipatone and things like that.
Yeah.
Definitely is.
Is this before his Tarzan work or after?
I don't
Oh,
remember
sure.
Williamson doing much Tarzan work. This is after
It's after Flash Gordon, isn't it? Or is it before?
it's after some Flash Gordon. He had already done the Flash Gordon movie adaptation by this time. He had done the Flash Gordon comic strip for a few years.
Right. I've obviously got the wrong artist on Tarzan. Then,
He was-
so.
He's coming off of you're probably thinking of Russ Manning. Russ Manning
Right.
handled Tarzan for many years,
Right.
many decades, in fact. Williamson is just coming off of doing a long run on Secret Agent X9, I believe it is, or Rip Kirby, one of the two.
So
And,
I always think Al Williamson's one of those artists that sort of slips under the radar. He does such a fantastic amount of work,
Mhm.
But not well known, not as well known as maybe he should be.
no. He did do the Empire Strikes Back comic adaptation for Marvel. That was the first Star Wars work that he did. And he, did Flash Gordon movie. We've looked at that in the past.
Yeah,
We've
we
looked
did.
at his movie adaptation of Flash.
Bloody
Gordon.
hell.
Patient here.
I'm sorry, just how good is this?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Jeez.
So he's doing 6 strips daily, 6 strips a week, and a
Plus,
plus a Sunday, which is the
Yeah.
full
What's
page.
on Sunday?
Yeah.
And would that be in color?
Yes.
it would. I'm not sure if he did the coloring work on it.
Oh no, I don't know if he did the coloring, but yeah, they were in color.
Say that though, it is only 3 pages a week.
Yeah, that's true.
If you look at it from a whole page of comic strip for
Yeah,
a
the
comic
pasting
book,
that was the
Yeah,
pasting
it's
that was
three
harder.
pages a week.
Yeah, but look at the quality level on this.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying it's 3
Yeah.
pages a week. I'm not Al Williamson, okay, but I would be happy to do 3 pages of pen and ink a week
Yeah.
and get paid what you used to get paid from the newspapers.
Yeah, newspapers they definitely got more.
Yeah.
Well, that's the holy grail, isn't it? To get the newspaper strip. That's what Kirby was. That's why he did Sky Masters. And
Yeah.
all that.
Used to
Well, it
be-
used to be, yeah. I don't think it is now.
No.
No.
The syndicates usually contract now for 50% of any money that they bring in. Goes to the creative team.
That's a brilliant deal.
Yeah, that's been the deal for quite a while.
Yeah, King Features do that. It's I think it's the best deal you could get, short of them publishing it and you getting all the money, which you can't expect that.
Yeah.
No.
That was
I agree.
that's one of the reasons why comic strip artists and all that way back had serious money.
That was the big goal, was to get a comic strip in the papers. You were a star if you were able to get it. Then depending upon the number of papers that would pick you up. So
I've been close a couple of times. I did when I just started back when I was very young. I worked with a guy who was involved with the Sun, and we were doing a Guinness Book of Records one, and they were talking to him for several months with the artwork that I'd given him, and unfortunately that fell through. And then more recently, I spoke to the Daily Mirror about 5-6 years ago through another writer who knew them, and again spoke several couple of months of backwards and forwards, and it was very close, but didn't happen. But I'd have loved to have done that.
I told you my experiences with Garth, didn't I, with the Daily Mirror? I was sending in samples for that, and the guy I was talking to was criticising my work, quite rightly, I suppose. And anyway, I found out that he was the guy who was drawing it. So I was never going to get the gig, was I?
Never going to get the gig, no.
And I would imagine Williamson or Williamson's apprentice is lettering this. No, they gave lettering to another person. So now that I think about it, I remember reading it in the notes here.
Right. I was just wondering whether he
Ed King.
So, Ed King.
Would that have been somebody in like Al Williamson's studio?
Somebody Archie mentioned here in closing, thanks would go to letterer Ed King for coping constantly and well with my often wordy dialogue balloons, and to a long line of Lucasfilm editors from Carol Littleman to Deborah Call to Anita Gross and Lucy Wilson, all of whom were helpful, supportive, and with a slow producer like me, extremely patient. Yeah, that's what Archie says at the end. Sorry, folks, we're just getting underway, and thanks to my sound problems here. So I have that comic strip. Anthony Jameson says, thanks for joining us, Anthony. Hi, everyone. Phantasmagorical in the house. Thanks for being here. It's also up there saying, hi, everyone. PBR, Street Gang. Did anyone catch first episode of the Eternaut? Hope they do it right. Hope so, too. I heard it was coming. I think, where is that? PBR on Netflix. They're adapting the Eternaut.
Huh. I had no idea.
What is it? Never heard of it.
That is a strip by a very, very famous strip by an Argentinian artist. We had talked about him before. Matt with 3 T's on the end of it did a fantastic video on it and his history. That's how I learned of him. I didn't know of him before, but it looks fascinating. It's very much a political science fiction strip.
Mm-hmm.
That it's like an after the apocalypse kind of thing, if I remember right. Also joining us now in the house, Mr. As soon as I can add him here, there we are. Mitch Rogers. Mitch, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How's everyone?
Good.
Okay, how are you doing, Mitch?
I'm doing. It's nice seeing you, Mitch.
So I see
Mitch,
you guys.
Or in this case, hearing you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mitch, why don't you tell folks about yourself real quick here?
I'm a horror comics writer and artist from Greenville, South Carolina, and I'm the creator of the Boger horror comic book series and the Flesh and Blood collection.
Thanks for being here, Mitch. I don't think we got a proper introduction from Russ either, did we?
No, we didn't. I made that comment earlier.
Are you there, Russ?
Well,
Yeah.
And he's gone.
Oh, what?
He's muted right now.
No, I'm here.
Oh, all right. Want to give a quick introduction to yourself?
Yeah, I don't know why it's got. I don't know why that's up there. That is one of my drawings.
Swapped your camera. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's StreamYard. Maybe it wasn't my fault at all.
I don't think. Yeah, I'm just gonna. There I am.
There you are.
Yay.
Yeah, my name's Russ Leach. I'm a comic book artist. I work on the Atlantean with Randy. Buy it. There you go. Go to my website, russleach.com, sign up for the email address, email list there, and buy it. Buy more, buy it, share it, get it out to people. We want lots of people to read it. There you go.
Buy it early and often. Yes. Star Wars, Mitch. Al Williamson.
Ooh. Is this the Marvel editions?
No, these are the comic strips.
Oh, okay.
Al Williamson, Archie Goodwin writer.
Just enough like Harrison Ford there.
It's almost getting into Mort Drucker realm, isn't it? That
yeah.
In places, yeah. Yep. Yeah, look at that.
But he's got his lip right and the nose.
Yeah.
That's a long gate that AT-AT has gotten at the bottom there. A long step.
Yeah.
So that it can fit into the comic strip. That's really good. I like that.
But look at how pretty it is.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah. And look at the background. Look at all the vegetation and stuff. It's great.
The whole strip is just amazing. Yeah. He's probably working 2 up on this, at least.
Probably 2 up. If he's using 11 by 17 boards horizontally, it'd be 2 up.
Yeah, it's 2 up. Yeah. Lovely.
No panel border needed here.
It's the dream job, isn't it?
Yeah.
Somebody giving this to you, just there you go, 3 pages a week, pump it out. Here's the check.
Yeah,
it's just fabulous.
And it's Star Wars, so the check would probably be really good.
Yeah, and it's Star Wars. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
every newspaper would be carrying it at this point. That could.
Was it Cy Barry that did the Phantom?
Cy Barry did the Phantom for a long time. Lee Falk was the creator of it.
Yeah, because I'm sure I read an interview with Cy Barry.
Yeah,
he used to set his drawing board up. There'd all be 2 up. This artwork, and he'd have 6. He'd have the whole week's board on his board, and he would work them all at the same time.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that this is what I'm always saying about when you. I don't know about other people, but if I was going to ink this, I wouldn't start at the top left-hand corner and just go across. I would ink all the faces, all the hands, to get that continuity. So if Cy Barry has got these all up on his drawing board, and he's doing the whole thing, the whole week, the whole week's stuff in one go, so to speak, which would be the same as drawing it on a page and just working around the page, which is what I would do, rather than just draw from the top left to the bottom right. I don't know about anybody else.
I do know Al pulled in a couple of assistants for background and incidental detail. If not for the whole run, then for most of it.
I like to get the faces in.
Yeah.
First. Yeah. So if nothing else, if I'm going to cock up, I don't want to cock up the faces. You want to,
If I had
characters first,
let's just say for argument's sake that these 2 pages that we can see now were Russ's artwork in pencil, right? And I was going to ink them. I would start on the second page where he's looking to the side.
Yeah.
And then rather than start at the top left again, because you work the whole thing at the same time. And Joe Sinnott said that after he spent that hour of his day looking at Kirby's work, he would go to the page that interested him most because that was where his passion was for that particular strip.
Right.
Okay. So if you imagine Kirby's work with a fantastic drawing of Galactus, full page Galactus on page 11, he would do that first, and then go backwards and forwards. Well, this is wonderful. Especially the backgrounds.
But the rendering, everything, it's just beautiful.
So if his assistants are doing backgrounds, they should be given the gig.
Yeah.
But it is
he ended up finding Carlos Garzon during this run. That was an apprentice for him for many, many years, or assistant, I would say, for many years. This isn't the complete Sunday page either, by the way. This is the Sunday page set up in tabloid. There is another panel that sits on the top tier that is not part of this. And they include all of those in the back of each book.
How good is that? That's brilliant. Look at that. Look at that Peter Cushing there. Just go over that page and look at that Peter Cushing forward. which is what we were saying before about the likenesses. Look at that.
Yeah.
Instantly know it's Peter Cushing. And then,
And the
is it Calrissian at the top? Yeah,
yeah,
Lando
and the
Calrissian.
Ben Kenobi. Yeah.
Yeah.
That Han Solo in the bottom left corner.
Yeah.
That is I'm pretty sure he used reference art for that because that's a fairly famous shot of Han Solo. But I mean, I love how it looks.
Yeah, and if you look at it, it's the one that looks least like who it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it does. But I mean, it just looks so good.
Yeah, it's lovely. They must have a great time working on these things, you know. But then again, they probably don't because it's really hard work.
Had to be a huge change too, because he's coming off of a secret agent strip where he's drawing very domestic settings and scenes and people talking to each other a lot.
He's probably glad of it.
He's got all of these machines and guns and, you know, all these great backgrounds that he has to deal with.
Yeah. You probably have to get his Wally Wood comics out to look at the backgrounds.
Look at that. That's just great.
It's great, isn't it? That's fabulous stuff. And again, I always ask the question, I wonder all this artwork is now.
Yeah, really.
Probably in some private collection, I would have thought. Never to be seen again.
Yeah. All of the stories in this run happened between New Hope and Empire.
Right.
And then they got to introduce a lot of new characters as they needed them for the stories.
That guy in the middle there on the second page looks like that guy in Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Potato head guy.
Yeah. Does he looks like half a Centauran. Got a little lizard guy over here too.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Little assistant. Yeah.
Is that on that bottom right, the last panel, Randy? Is that crosshatching there? That's where they're leading off that there.
It is. It's all line work.
Yeah, all line work. Yeah.
Yep.
Lovely. Look at that hand as well on that rock. It's just lovely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of negative space here.
Jabba the Hutt.
Jabba do wonky.
Look at that. It says that. Look at that. Look at the first page, second panel, second tier, last panel. Let's not get spotted. And that guy, little guy, should say, "I've already been spotted."
Spotty.
That's a lovely panel next to it, isn't it? With that shadow. That one, yeah. That's great, isn't it? I like that.
Characters back here. Yeah.
Yeah. I like the way they on that one, that panel, they didn't complete the word balloon to make the circle. On the other side, yeah, but on the other side,
Yeah.
The way it just lets it fade.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
It just looks so good.
Yep.
You know, I think my favorite quote from any of the Star Wars stuff is when she says to Han Solo, "I'd rather kiss a Wookiee," and he says, "I can arrange that."
That can be arranged. Yep.
Yeah. Again, just zip screens and line work here. This is line work here.
Yeah.
This is a zip pattern. Back here.
I think it's a great idea that they've done to use this to link to the next film.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a really good idea, rather than have an independent. Well, it is independent, but you know, there's a continuity there.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
And only like a handful of franchises have done that since.
Right.
Like the Matrix had the Animatrix in between the first and second movie, and the Christopher Nolan movies had Gotham Knight in between Batman Begins and Dark Knight.
Yep.
Can't think of anything else.
I think it's a very clever way to get the whole thing purchased.
Yeah.
Plus, you get to capture that moment in time and play with it. The end of New Hope, and from there, to the start of Empire. A lot of stuff happened. You just never saw it. So
Yeah.
they'll show you now. I see it too. It's all hatch work.
It's great, isn't it?
To show the stonework, yeah. It's fantastic. Marby says don't have Netflix for years. Yeah. Yes, it's on Netflix. I'll have to look on it, PBR. Thanks for reminding me about the Eternal. I was shocked to see it. I didn't see anybody announcing it or anything, but it's not the kind of comic news that hits the wire anymore. Look at that. Beautiful.
Has that guy got a force field around him? Oh, he's looking at sorry, it's one of those projectors, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a hologram.
Yeah, hologram, that's the word. Yeah, he draws great alien terrain, doesn't he?
Yeah. Had a lot of practice on Flash Gordon.
Yeah.
Look at Chewbacca's hair there.
Yeah. It's like what's he called? Can't think of his name.
Chewbacca's been to the groomers.
He gets to the beautician once every couple of moons or so. Yeah.
Get the hairballs out.
Can you
Yeah,
imagine?
he gets claws trimmed and
Yeah, gets his claws painted.
It's a whole nother strip. Somebody's a Wookiee beautician.
Yeah, you got to be like perfect as a Wookiee beautician because the Wookiees are known to rip people's arms out of their sockets. So.
Yeah. Get those clippers a little too close, you're going to be in trouble. A little plateau working here, a little Devil's Tower.
Yeah.
Love this shot here too. That's great.
Wow. This shuts all up.
Who what?
This artwork has shut us all up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has.
The lovely folds in the on the top right there.
Fantastic artwork.
Yeah.
That's why when Allison suggested we look at some Star Wars, I'm like, well, if we're going to look at Star Wars, we're going to look at this.
We can look at these Star Wars.
Yeah. Look at this. Yeah. Very much. Great. Look at the open space here. Just no detail necessary. Love to have Gil Kane Starhawks in this kind of format. That would be nice.
Yeah.
That'd be fantastic.
Instead of the little tiny reproduction I had that we looked at for a couple episodes. There's a Millennium Falcon again.
I think that bottom left, I think I'd have left that panel border out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then Yeah, I would if it was a page. Although he's left the panel border out top left there, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he
And
does
on
do
the-
it. Yeah,
and
I'd
on the
left it
right.
out there. Yeah. Nicely done.
As well. It's wide open. A lot of the middle panels on comic strips are open like that anyway.
Just looking, he died in 2010, age 79.
Williamson.
Williamson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alfonso. And
The
he
great Alfonso.
grew up in Bogota, Colombia. Born in New York, and then he spent his childhood in Bogota, Colombia.
Yeah.
He came back when he was 12. Wow.
PBR Street Gang, there is another edition of Star Wars comic strip in hardback at a much reduced cost, but I like the size of this edition. I just love the format of this. It's in the same size as the EC books that we look at. He did a number of collections like this. All of the Carl Barks material and all the Little Lulus are in hardback as well. I don't have any of the Little Lulus. I think there was like 4 or 5 slipcase versions of it. Oh. I've got 3 or 4 of the Barks sets. He did all the Donald Ducks. I think he did 1 or 2 sets of Uncle Scrooge and all of the stories that were in Walt Disney Comics and Stories. Fantastic work. We'll have to look at that soon as well. Marvies that I always wanted to see. We're not talking. I'm turning.
Keep turning.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I'm sorry. I'm just kind of engrossed.
That's all right.
I'm just marveling at the artwork.
Yeah. Some fantastic stuff here, folks.
We need to do Al Williamson's Flash Gordon next.
We did the Flash Gordon movie adaptation.
No,
Yeah.
I was thinking more.
I don't have his strip collection, though. I'll have to dig that up. I have a really early collection of Calkins Buck Rogers, but it's literally in shreds.
Ugh, that sucks.
It's a nice large book, but it's the binding on it over the years is just decayed into nothing. It's one of those you turn the page and it automatically
Pulls out.
comes unglued. Yeah,
I don't know if that's the one that I have. Does that have a yellow cover?
it's got a white slip cover on it. I think it's got a red hardback. It's larger than these.
Okay, yeah, mine's a soft cover, so.
So I think I bought it at a used bookstore, and it wasn't taken care of in the best of ways.
Those are some really cool looking Star Destroyers.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
they look really good.
there as well. Look at that. Must have taken him a half an hour. No, just kidding. Just fantastic stuff.
Yeah.
I love that Darth Vader illustration. I like how he put the reflections of the ship on his helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I can't really do well.
Hey, Randy, just for a second, just put me on screen. I've just taken delivery of something that I only ordered yesterday.
Oh, there you go. Quick service.
Oh, nice.
Weapon X. There you are.
Weapon X.
I've just
Hardback?
no, it's softback, but it's
Okay.
coloured. I've only just
Oh.
Helen's just given it me now. It's there. Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it is.
I have that all in floppy.
So I'll
Really
be looking
nice,
at that
yeah.
later. Well, after Monsters.
There we
Anyway,
go.
so I'm sorry. Back.
Yeah.
No, it's good. It's Barry Windsor Smith. It's all good.
Wow.
R2 and C3PO making a quick appearance.
Yeah. Nicely framed, that first panel.
Mhm.
Well, second panel.
Yeah, second
Love
panel's
this.
great.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Vader's TIE fighter there is
TIE fighter.
amazing.
Yeah. The crispness of it is just incredible.
And then again, if you look at the second page on the second panel, the framing of those rocks or whatever to the side of the action of 3PO and the ship landing, and then on the next tier, it's framed by white. They're framed by white.
Mhm.
Yep.
It's just a great device.
JC's waiting for a cast read through.
Mhm.
It's gonna be a little bit difficult now.
That is funny. We don't have anybody to do Chewbacca, so I knew that would happen.
Like you said, we don't have anybody to do Chewbacca.
There we are. RV says I always wanted to see a Star Wars Silver Surfer crossover. There you go. Seems like AI really likes to draw mushrooms.
Yeah.
It seems like he put one on any page that is ground based. Yeah. Oh, Al, not AI. I read that as AI.
I know.
Sorry, folks. Far from AI. That's Al. Al did
That's
really
the
like
real
to draw
thing.
mushrooms and seaweed, fungus, or moss.
We all love
hanging
to
from
draw
the branches.
mushrooms. Come on.
There we are.
I used to love just mushrooms.
Yeah. I have a cat who could fill in for Chewbacca.
I have a cat that kind of looks like Chewbacca.
Yeah.
I like that force choke on the bottom.
Yeah.
Hey, Darth, can you force choke a chicken?
my own way?
Unfortunately, that was burned off in the volcano.
Fiasco. That's why he's as mean as he is, but that's another story. Yeah. Go to oppose my plan.
All these trays are wet. Where have you been keeping them? In a rainforest? Oh, look. Oh, he put him right up in the air. Look at that.
But he's not dead.
I would have loved to see that in a movie, but the special effects, I'm sure at the time, were kind of limited.
Well, I mean, they did have him pick up
That's
the guy
Superman.
by the throat in the very first movie where
Yeah.
he just lifted him up.
Mm-hmm.
You believed a man could fly in Superman.
Yeah.
True.
Surely in Star Wars, we could believe a man could float.
While
At the
being
end of a
choked.
death choke.
He only used the choke once in the original film. You got a
In
little
the
carried
film.
away in the second film.
Yeah. Well, because none of the admirals were doing their job. They kept disappointing them.
Yeah.
See, that's the way government should be run.
Apologies, Captain Pete.
Very nicely tinted, aren't they? All of these.
Yeah.
I think the usual way of not doing your job is the right one. You know, you get the sack. The trouble is they don't apply it to themselves.
Yeah.
You know,
True.
if I don't do my job, I get the bullet. You know, if I'm working for those guys, I get to be the prime minister. You know, what was it in the army? What did they do? Sack people up or something.
Yeah, fail up. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
been a lot of that going on for the last 10, 15 years, actually. So
Yeah, well,
Yeah. Well, same
Working
thing
for-
over here.
working
everywhere. It's going on
yeah.
everywhere.
when I worked for a major telecom company that may or may not rhyme with Horizon, they used to promote people so they could do less damage.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
They call that failing upwards.
Look at that. A nice machine. Look at that on the Star Destroyer or whatever. Lovely.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing looking.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of wonder. I mean, obviously there were toys around at the same at this time. I wonder if we had any for like reference.
Oh,
Or
you
if
definitely
you
have
use, like-
production photographs.
I would
Yeah.
imagine you did, yeah.
I would imagine you had
yeah.
toys. Yeah.
Yeah, because I can tell you from the Vader's advanced tie, that was like a scene right from Star Wars. The way he had it drawn, that was like literally right from the original film.
Nice.
Yeah, is that the Superstar Destroyer or something else behind it?
Oh,
Looks like something else.
Uh,
Looks like that docking station that was in
They
a few
had-
pages back.
yeah. It was
Yeah.
in like a star shape, wasn't it?
Yeah.
oh, it's
Yeah.
that. Yeah, it's that
Yeah,
thing.
right there.
Okay. It's a space station thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a star bay for Star Destroyers. Aha.
Yeah.
There we
Look at
go.
that. Imagination.
They probably sold that toy at one point or another. That's how he got that design. It's back during this period they couldn't keep enough toys on the shelf. It's
Yeah, I
probably
think Kenner basically kept, or Star Wars basically kept Kenner in business for a while.
oh definitely did.
Save
Yeah.
Marvel.
Yeah. I think they saved a number of companies like that.
Number of industries.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Meanwhile, Mattel's still kicking themselves for rejecting the Star Wars toys.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and now nobody wants Star Wars toys.
Yep.
Well, not
They
the
still
new
want the old ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still want the old ones.
You still find a decent one at Ollie's every once in a while.
The biggest gaff in entertainment was the guy who turned the Beatles down at Decca.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy should have a job in show business.
Yeah.
Should be force choked.
It held up in the air and then dropped.
He probably was. Probably still falling.
Plenty of people were getting choked back in the industry then. Oh, I like that. They're actually putting in, rather than just having sound effects, they're giving R2D2 actual speech
Yeah.
bubbles. What?
That's great.
Now, what they should do, or should have done, and I'm kind of adding a lot of humor into it, is put like an asterisk after what R2D2 is saying, to put like a balloon or a caption bubble at the bottom with what he's actually saying.
Yeah.
Like a translation.
That would
Yeah.
actually be kind of fun.
Or they should have just put like, exclamation marks and everything in there to make it look like he's swearing.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what I was gonna say. What they should do is they put in the beeps and the boops and all that stuff. And then down at the bottom with the asterisks, they just have it like, the censored out thing where you have like
Expletives.
Yeah. Have them
Yeah,
always.
come to
be
find
real-
out,
real
R2D2 had
follow.
the dirtiest mouth of all of them.
yeah, they
Yeah.
bleep out everything.
It's not right in my ass, you gold-plated twat.
I beg your pardon.
Look at that down the bottom right. The shadow involved in there, and it's like there's all the detail is done with blacks rather than lines.
Mhm.
It's just fantastic. And then the machinery in the background as well around the screen, the odd shaped screen that the big guy's on. Yeah, I mean that's
Yeah.
just brilliant.
Strip was done in '81, so that would put it between Empire and Return of the Jedi.
Fantastic.
Right in the golden age.
I like on the wire deep panel there where he doesn't render the below the. It's only half the panel is fully rendered because you would lose the characters if it had done the rest.
Hmm.
It's almost like they're looking into the situation.
Yeah. Just a great page in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, that page is great.
Yeah, I apologize for the constant clearing of my throat. I got allergies.
Tis the season.
Yep.
That it is.
That panel of Luke on the right-hand page, he looks a lot older than he was.
He does, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And it
He's
doesn't
like-
really look like him, does it?
Leia
He's like
looks a little
21
more
there.
mature here too. Yeah. Another great shot. Look at that fauna there, that tree.
Hmm.
Great page. Look at that. Yeah, you got to wonder where the originals for these are gone. All right.
Well, you just hope that somebody's got them and they've not been
Yeah.
destroyed, don't you, really?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I know
really.
we'd all like to own them, but
Yeah.
as long as somebody's got them.
Yeah. This is all line work back here. Same here. This looks like all cross hatching.
I'd be interested to know, and it may say this at the beginning, how much Lucas was involved in this production of this, if he had any direction for it.
Not really. my understanding.
I'm sure he may have.
No, he stayed pretty hands off on most of the stuff that was like outside of it. Outside
From
of
what I've read of the introductory notes, everything had to go through Lucasfilm, but
Yeah,
not,
everything had to
not
be approved
Lucas
by
himself.
Lucasfilm.
Yeah.
because I know that like Lucas didn't like read any of the novelizations or anything like that. He did read some of the comics though. He
Yeah.
did kind of like the comic books.
Williamson notes in his introduction that Lucas had chosen him for the strip. Wanted
it
him
doesn't-
on the strip. He had other commitments going on and couldn't handle it to start with. And when Manning became sick, they got approached right at the right time, and so he took it. Took the job.
So he must have known his work then.
Oh yeah, he was very familiar. Lucas, huge EC fan. Huge EC fan.
Yeah.
All of Spielberg too. All of those
Yeah.
directors back then were big comic nuts. Zemeckis and all of those guys.
Zemeckis helped get the Tales from the Crypt TV show off the ground. He was
Yeah.
one of the producers on it.
Mhm.
Dark Luke up there. Oof.
Yeah, I think Zemeckis' most recent film is a comic book adaptation of what was it called? It ran in Raw magazine, the one where it was like one spot on Earth and it goes through time. What's it called? Home or something like that?
I'd have to look it up.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Don't know that one. Is that in colour, that piece? It's colour on my screen on the second page where he's going wild, bleak, burr. It looks like I can see blues and oranges and green and yellow on it. Yeah, that
No.
Might just be the
Yeah,
camera.
no, that's I think that's just camera artifact.
yeah, it just looks like it's in colour.
Let's see, Robert Zemeckis. Here?
Yeah, that's
Is
it.
that
Yeah.
the property here?
Yeah, it was based on a comic strip that ran in Art Spiegelman's Raw magazine.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to show some of that until I looked through it and saw that there were some parts that YouTube would probably really object to us showing.
I just put sticky notes over. It's fine.
Yeah, that'd take a lot of sticky on some of those strips. We'll have to look through Mouse one of these days.
Oh yeah,
Put it on.
one of the greatest comics of all time.
Yeah. I took the whole half of the Sunday strip for that. Look at that whole page. Their whole strip. Imagine seeing that right below Peanuts.
Yeah.
Garfield. Beautiful here too. Look at that.
Executor. Yeah, it's really good looking.
That's cool too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you said, Randy. Imagine seeing this. You get Peanuts and all that stuff, and then I know which one I'd be looking at.
Yeah. PBR says, unfun fact about the creator of Eternaut, the Argentina government killed him and his family for his works. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's
Wouldn't
a
be surprised.
fantastic video out there by Matt with 4 T's, MATTTT, on that creator. It's really good. Everything he does is excellent, though.
Yeah, he does
really
a lot of research. He's really good.
You can tell he loves it too, which is incredible. Where we are again. There is a note in the introduction where either Williamson or Goodwin says there was a period that 2 weeks worth of the strip got lost in the mail.
Oh.
And they had to go through and have hire people to do it real quick because Williamson couldn't blow the schedule he was already working on. I think it was Tom Yates and somebody else ended up having to fill in.
Should have got Jack Kirby on it.
That would have been a Yank in style.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah,
really?
I know it would. It would have been, but he would have had it done in 3 hours.
Would have been amazing. Yeah,
6 months worth of work in 3. He'd have done it easily. He'd have done it in his sleep. I'm just reading about this Oosterhout guy who did that Eternaut thing. Says he was last recorded seen alive in late 77, early 78.
Yeah.
And his daughters were arrested by the police and never seen again, as were their husbands.
Still with us, Mitch?
Yeah, my internet conked out for a second. There was a bad storm last night here, so I'm sure there was a lot of damage.
Yeah, we're all having...
Is that a bad storm as opposed to a good one?
Worse than normal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sugar's here. Everything's fine.
Yeah, thankfully it didn't affect Free Comic Book Day at all.
Sugar is in the house. Look at that. Hello, everyone. Hello, Sugar. Thanks for joining us, Chris. Glad to see you here.
What was that property by the Argentinian creator again?
The Eternaut.
Eternaut, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because when y'all were talking about it, it was right when it shut off.
Oh. Yeah, I should dig up that link for that and put it in the chat just so everybody has it because it's such a great video. Don't watch it now, but watch it when we're done.
Yep, definitely watch when we're done.
I'll dig that up. Somebody wants to keep talking about this great artwork.
I'm just taken aback by his the stuff he uses for the reference for his ships, especially the Executor, because it's there wasn't a lot of photos of it really yet. I mean, they had stuff from the movie, but actual production stills and all that, he actually made up a lot of the design work on it.
Yeah.
He wasn't really, I'm pretty sure he wasn't really looking at production art for it, because it doesn't really look like that, but it still looks good.
I like that the drawing of the hand, because it looks like a hand with a glove on it rather than just
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
There we
really
are.
good.
He must have been privy to some stuff, because that's a Super Star Destroyer, isn't it? Not only turned up in the second film.
Yeah, this is made after the second film.
Is it? Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
1980.
it's between. Yep.
Yeah, it's
81
made in
made
81.
made between Empire and Return of the Jedi, but the story itself takes place between A New Hope and Empire.
Yep. So it was actually made between the two films.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, which means he would have needed production art of the second film in order to know what a Super Star Destroyer looked like.
Yeah,
No,
it doesn't really look like that. So,
It's not far off for a, considering that he, how would he have been described to him? And until the Super Star Destroyer turned up in the second film, nobody knew what a Super Star Destroyer looked like.
Well, the second film was released in 1980, so
Yeah.
this is 1981.
Right, so it was. So it was
actually
produced after the second film. That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. It was produced.
Oh,
after
yeah. I'm
the
sorry.
film.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
There it is. That link is now in the chat.
yep, there it is.
Matt's great video on the Eternal. Matt's channel, it's well worth subscribing to. If you're not aware of him, he is amazing.
Yeah. I definitely
Does,
follow his stuff.
Does one subject videos, usually 15 to 20 minutes long, and they are incredibly well researched. And he'll tell you stuff that you didn't know before. That's for sure.
The one that he did on Elf Quest on the Peonies, that one was amazing.
Yeah. Well, they're all really amazing. The one he did on Corto Maltese was amazing.
That was a great one too.
The one he did on the Crow, I knew Jim back when he was doing it, and he had information in there I wasn't aware of. So that was crazy good. And his Miyazaki video is more than well worth watching. Just fascinating. When the greatest anime director makes a manga, that's what it's called.
Yeah, that was Nausicaa in the Valley of the Wind, right?
Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. Yep.
Yeah. And he talks about the effect that it had on art all over the world, which is fascinating. Talks about Mobius and just really, really well researched on the subject. That's a hard shadow. Okay. Getting more great Vader. Just gonna keep turning, folks.
It's fine.
That's fun.
Kind of
Been a
into it. So.
hard deadline. Just
Yeah, ring Vinny up. We need some inking doing.
Vinny done that one.
Check it out.
Yeah, hey, Benny ain't the panel. And then he does stuff like this.
Yeah.
And this. Look at that. Oh man.
I think if
That
Vinny
old
would have if Vinny would have inked that page, that first strip center panel, those guys would have been in silhouette going across that city.
Yeah.
Blondie.
Lovely hair.
Who's she? Who's this new bird?
I'm looking for a name. I thought it was Mara J, but I don't think so.
No, Mara
Her
Jade
hair's not long
is
enough.
much
And,
later.
yeah, she was a bounty hunter before she met Luke.
Tanith
She
Shire.
worked with Talon Card. She was Talon Card's second in command, but she wasn't introduced till Heir of the Empire.
Tanith Shire is the character's name. Says, oops, didn't mean to make you blush. The Tanith Shire direct approach to cute men sometimes has that effect.
Well, laying it hard. Yeah, laying it down hard, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. This is no. I'm sorry, I can't. She says, "Let's clear up another important detail. You married, engaged. You know what I mean? What are we doing here?"
Or otherwise involved. She just wants to know if he's going to waste her time hitting on him. That's all.
So she's a bit of a tart then.
Well, the 80s sensibilities, folks.
Are you talking about the comic strip or Glenn?
Yes.
Oh, he's got nice hair. And look at that! Oh, look at that fur ruffle around his neck.
I was going to say, and a wonderful fur collar too. Yeah.
Looks very
Look at that.
sweet, doesn't he?
Excellent.
You could have got Freddie Mercury to play him in the film.
There you go.
The way they're floating down that on the right hand side under the Star Wars logo, they're floating in that area. It looks a bit Kirby-esque.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
It does. Yeah, it sure does.
It's C-3PO floating. I don't like his mouth. Sith Lords.
Time to put my nervous fellow administrator's fears to rest. Gentlemen, suppose Darth Vader wasn't around to watch.
He pays, you know, to watch.
They can do whatever they needed to.
Right.
I got it, Russ.
He's that guy is almost Bones.
Yeah.
Bones
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is not my IP, Jim.
Damn it, Han, I'm a doctor.
Oh, I love this alien down the bottom there, talking to the tart,
This guy here.
talking to the girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a great alien.
We don't need a lift from your supply tug, Tanith Shire. He got stuck with a last-minute job from Admiral Griff, no less. It's not fencing, sir. I know we're rebels. I know you're a rebel spy. Huh.
We're quite a way through this now, and it seems a little bit more Talking Heads-ish.
Yeah.
The artwork, and it's not because the art isn't as good. It's just not quite as exciting.
Well, you're dealing with the hassles of a daily strip and having to move a plot along on a fast clip. Each of these stories are 10 to 12 weeks long. So you have a really tight beginning, middle, and end.
You have a droid that needs servicing.
Is that what it said?
Center spread there, center panel. You have a droid that needs servicing, sir. Time to repay the favors. And then she turns up.
Still with lovely hair.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have something that needs servicing, but it's not a droid.
Can Darth watch?
He pays well.
Look at that use of shadows here.
Well, he chokes his chicken.
I'm gonna force choke this one. Just the spot blacks are always just so fabulous. That bottom panel where the light he's leaning back in his chair and the light is good. Yeah, look at that.
Isn't that amazing? Look at that.
Good.
Checking his mobile phone.
Yeah. So good.
What are they saying on Facebook?
He's playing Candy Crush is what it is.
And that I like the way that panel, just the big panel to the left. Oh yeah, what's going on here? Why are these panels big and small? What's going on there then? Is that the
This
whole
is a Sunday page?
Right.
Yeah.
Panel on the left, the big panel. They're out in space and it's just slightly off. So it's not straight, but it's not at such an angle that it's like mega dramatic. It's just slightly off, so it looks like it's floating. Really clever.
Is that smoke behind it?
Where?
Back here? No, that's Galaxy.
No, on that panel that Russ was talking about.
That is something.
It's just a galaxy, isn't it?
No, behind the spaceship. I think it's to show that it's moving away. So it might be like exhaust fumes or something.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Which there wouldn't be.
Well, you know, since sound carries in Star Wars space, they can have smoke. At least it's not floating upwards.
So smoke would exist in space. It just wouldn't be clouded. It would just like fade into nothing.
Yeah.
Comes straight out. Or like that girl in the strip on Friday. They just threw her out and forgot about her.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, that's what I do too. So
heard that
she had to go though.
She did, yeah. I mean, it was the right thing to do.
It was.
It says that in that sense of power. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to say it. Carry on. Turn the page.
Turn the page before we get into trouble. Quick.
Are we going to get into trouble if we don't turn the
Lenny's.
page?
I will.
See some more. Come on, turn the page.
Why? Because
we always that boat you sailed right at the start, mate.
Ooh, Yoda.
Yoda.
Yeah, in the top right panel of the page.
Yes.
That's Yoda I am.
His name was Yoda. The call girl he was.
He was yeah.
Oh God.
I'm getting the ruffles out now.
Well, we've got the resident Star Wars expert, you see, so it's getting a bit ruffled, aren't you, Alison?
Smoky room.
I'm just going with it. I'm just kind of going with it.
Isn't that look the wonder of all this? That looks really cold in that bottom panel.
Yeah.
And all
Down
it is
here.
is some well placed sort of
Mist.
gas, I suppose, mist. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah, no, it came out really good.
It
He's
could
like
be,
the-
bundling up.
I like the panel, the bottom right panel on the left-hand page. It looks
Mm.
very noirish.
It does, doesn't it?
yeah.
A little
Hmm.
steam coming out of the grate.
It does look very noir.
Yeah.
Yeah, that came out really good.
There's Yoda.
There's some brilliant little bits in this stuff.
Mm-hmm. Usually happens when you're having fun. It's nice.
Admiral Griff, that was the guy who was choking earlier on, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The guy with the well-oiled hair and the puffy collar, the fur collar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's a little different here.
Yeah, I don't know if this may not, but the art has gone off a bit.
Yeah, it has. It's not as
It's nice.
I said that. I got abused.
It's a little bit more open.
Yeah,
well. The likenesses are a little off too.
Yes,
I mean,
the
I wonder if he was
likenesses
rushing.
Probably.
Could be. He's hitting a deadline.
if you look at that left-hand
Doesn't
page,
quite look right.
yeah, if you look at the left-hand page, the fourth panel where Luke's looking at you, right?
Yeah.
The guy to the left looks like it's from a photograph. Like he's not really there.
Yeah.
Nice bricks though to the right of the Luke's head there at the bottom panel.
Right here.
Yeah.
Yep. Spy's gone mad. Hmm. Still just a straight Goodwin and Williamson signature there. Yeah, this reminds me of Russ Manning here a lot.
Yeah.
Mm. Who?
They were both really crisp. Russ Manning.
I was joking.
Oh, it's a nice shot though. I agree.
There's Wookie. There's the Wookie.
That's the Wookiee.
Yeah, that was Champ. He's upset that I'm not taking him outside right now.
So he growls at you.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Oh, that's nice. This is all hatching back here. Line work. Tight shot of the face. You believe the rebel spy is beyond our grasp, Lord Vader? For now, Griff, but now is the most temporary of conditions.
Next, the Serpent Masters. Yeah, I like the ship going into light speed on the right hand side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that too.
Again, that whole page is nice.
And then it tells you again the Serpent Masters again on the Sunday page.
But the last page said it was next.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, they're finishing up the old story here. The Sundays are, you always had to remember most of the papers. A lot of people out there were just getting the Sunday editions on the papers.
Mm.
Anyway, so you almost have to take this Sunday page and encapsulate everything that happened the previous week.
Ah.
So you kick the new story out here on Monday. Then you can tell it's the start of a new story because it's a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. It's just a nice perspective shot here. I like it. Look at those. See a little bit of Carmine Infantino in this.
Yeah. The light speed sequence there is also looks really cool.
Yeah. Nice angle again here. This is pretty here too. Just great. Look at that. Ship with the dinosaurs there.
That top, the second page, top panel, the first panel, it's a bit of a reference to when they come out of Mos Eisley, isn't it? That warp speed when all the soldiers look round and it takes off. You know what I mean?
Here?
No, at the top, second page, top.
Up here?
You know when they fly out and they all look round, all the crowd look round.
Oh yeah, yeah.
See, the dog agrees with me.
Skywalker, until I got involved with you in your spy mission. Who knew I'd ever have to ride in my own handiwork? Nice. They're covered in foam. They're having a foam party. Some more harsh lighting here. Most people couldn't spy on Darth Vader and escape alive. Damn it, that's no good if the Rebel Alliance never gets my information. Here I am stuck on some forsaken piece of galactic real estate, while who knows what is happening to the real or to the people I really care about. Look at that. That's a famous pose there too, right out of Star Wars.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll tell you something. I'm not telling Al Williamson to draw, but I don't like all the detail he puts on the Millennium Falcon all the time. I don't think it works.
Yeah.
It's too cluttered, I think.
Well, especially considering it's a comic strip and it gets shrunken down. I mean, when it was originally printed, it was smaller than this.
Yeah, it was tiny.
Yeah. PBR says, thanks for dropping a link to Matt's page. Was unaware of him. Oh, PBR, you're in for a treat.
Yeah,
I just started his first one, work all the way through. Anything that he talks about is worth listening to, and especially if you're into comics like we are.
Yeah, I think Russ was right earlier on. It's talking into, I think it was Russ who said it, turning into talking heads.
Yeah.
That's not Al Williams' fault.
Deadline.
Although I am with you, there was a definite change in the art, and I couldn't tell you what it is, but it's just not quite as flowy, and there's maybe not quite as much detail. I know that sounds ridiculous when you look at that Millennium Falcon there. I don't know. There's just something. I think Randy's absolutely right. It's like deadlines and the fact that he's been doing it for 2 years or whatever it is. You know, you kind of, I suppose, maybe some of the energy is beginning to get lost.
Yeah.
It's still wonderful. I mean, it's still.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
This is only comparing him to himself, not to anyone else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You're still seeing these little hints of brilliance popping through. Just beautifully done.
You see, it's like on the first page, last panel on the first page, the way that Wookiee, the Chewbacca isn't finished off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's probably because it would, like I said before, on the other page, it would be too much detail, and in that one, Hanny's pushed forward. But it's like if you look at the tier above, there's not really a lot happening in any of those drawings.
No.
So I don't know, but it's like you say, it's still great.
I think that's
we're here talking about his work, you know. But
I think that's Deadline talking on that
Yeah.
page.
Yeah.
But he does make a nice silhouette there on the first panel, doesn't he? On the center strip,
Yeah,
it does make it look nice.
I mean, I wonder what else he is credited with during this time.
Yes. What else was he working on?
What else was he doing? And maybe, you know, you can throw somebody says, oh, okay, here's the paper strip. You're going to get paid a really good amount. It's effectively 3 pages a week for all intents and purposes, pencils and inks. You're like, yeah, let's go. Star Wars, great.
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe by the time you get 18 months in, you're like, yeah, I'm getting this now. Maybe I could put something else in there and earn some more money. You know, it's perfectly acceptable and what you'd expect, really.
I know he went through a couple of assistants during this period. Could be part of that as well.
Yeah, I mean, for all we know, he could just be laying it out.
Yeah.
I know when Garzan comes on, he's really good as far as Williamson's style goes. And I know he assisted him for many, many years. Interesting. Flying dragons.
On that, on the right-hand page on the very bottom, I think that's the only time in history a stormtrooper has actually hit someone.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. They have no problem shooting Leia.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was a widespread beam.
It was.
It was easy to get someone with the consecutive
the
blue
arm
circles
in
is
Jedi.
much easier to aim.
And
They
a
did
very
hit her-
thin,
They hit her in Return of the Jedi in the arm.
Did they?
very,
right.
very thin
That was
hallway.
accident.
It was an accident.
They didn't. They were shooting somewhere else.
They're trying not to hit.
Yeah, they were
Straight.
aiming for Han.
Yeah.
They're absolutely
straight
amazing at shooting Jawas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even
well,
though
they
we have no
deserve
true
it.
proof it was them doing it.
Oh, enter Obi-Wan.
Oh wow! Look at that.
That Obi-Wan's great.
See that page on the right there looks
look
like
at
it's got a
this.
bit more in it.
Yeah.
So does this here. Look at that.
Different
little
pace.
I wonder,
fine
you
detail
know,
work back here.
I wonder if he's concentrating on the Sundays. if Al Williamson is concentrating on
Or-
Sundays.
Or
judging
it
by
may
that.
just be that he's just doing the characters and letting a background artist fill in,
Yeah.
and it's different background artists.
This reminds
You
me
know
of
that panel on the left there with all the black. That's Vinny, isn't it?
over here. Yeah.
It's a Vinny panel.
I was going to say this panel really reminds me of Hal Foster a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in
look at those boots.
composition and ink work. Yeah. Very much so.
Fantastic.
Look at this. This is great here too.
Those snaky guys with the wings remind me of Avatar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they're flying around on those, when they link with those
Yep.
beings, don't they?
Right.
20 years before Avatar, 30 years before Avatar.
Mm-hmm. You know, Cameron was looking at all this stuff though.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, when he wasn't investigating the Titanic. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know, I'm going to throw this in here now. Nothing to do with this, but speaking of Cameron, I know so many people who think that Aliens is better than the original.
What?
I disagree.
I disagree, yeah.
I mean, it could just be because I'm a horror guy, but I love Aliens, one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, I have to agree. Alien is like one of my absolute favorite films.
It's apples and oranges.
They're
Yeah,
different
they're-
films.
They're
different
both
kind of movies.
fantastic for what they are. Yeah,
True.
exactly.
I mean, in some ways, it's like comparing, I don't know, Terminator 1 and 2. They're
Well,
different
yeah.
movies.
Yeah,
Terminator 1's a horror movie. Terminator 2
Yeah.
is an action movie.
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. You can't
Now,
compare.
With Aliens still has strong horror elements. But
Yeah, but they're only
True.
they're like they're handovers from the actual story itself,
Well,
rather
it's-
than the way that it's
it's
shot
a different
and
kind
done.
of horror.
Yeah,
What I don't like
yeah.
about the second one is the way that you've just got a bunch of smart ass Marines high fiving it, and it's just crap as far as I'm concerned.
Well, that was the whole point of the of having them there, is that they were all gung ho and thought that they knew what they were doing when really they didn't. They were
Well,
just
it was a commentary on the Vietnam War.
yeah.
I got a
True.
bad feeling about this.
But Aliens is closer. Aliens is closer to Starship Troopers than it is to
Yeah.
Alien.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same, more the same character between Alien and Aliens, but
I'll be sure to tell your mum when I get home.
the whole attitude of the movie though is very Starship Troopers.
I like
Who-
Starship Troopers. I think it's silly,
Who,
but it's
who,
got a
I like the
strong
book.
message.
I like
Who
the book a
di-
lot.
who directed Starship Troopers?
Paul Verhoeven.
Oh,
Or
Yeah,
however you
German
pronounce it,
fella.
I think.
Yeah.
yeah, I've heard of him. Yeah.
Same guy who
Did
did
he-
RoboCop.
Did
Yeah.
he do Heat as well?
I think that was Michael Mann.
That was
Yeah,
Michael
you're,
Mann.
you're probably right. In fact, you are right.
I like RoboCop.
Who doesn't?
I'd buy that for $1.
Verhoeven
You
was
just see him shoot a
dead
guy's
on.
gonads off. I mean,
Is that the best part?
Yeah.
it's,
I haven't
it's
seen
one of the funniest
Well,
parts.
until it got shot off. Apparently, yeah.
I'm not seeing it.
Yeah,
fine.
RoboCop. I think I could be wrong, but I think RoboCop came about because the studio couldn't get the rights to Judge Dredd or something.
Yeah. So you're saying RoboCop is a better Judge Dredd movie than the Stallone movie?
No, not really.
Robo Warrior by Joe D'Amato is a better Judge Dredd movie than the Stallone Judge Dredd movie. That's horrible.
Well, Stallone walking in. We've said this before. Walking in, taking his helmet off, which is all.
Yeah, what
Judge
he's not
Dredd
supposed to do.
is on a par. I haven't seen it, but it's on a par with chopping Medusa's hair off, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I have a soft spot for the Stallone movie, not because of Stallone's portrayal of Dredd, but because of a lot of the ancillary stuff.
I was gonna say the art direction.
They
of the
did the
film is
Angel
probably-
Gang really
Yeah.
well.
The atmosphere of the film.
The flying bikes and the fact that they had Joe Dredd or whatever his name is, his clone, and that was part of the wasn't that part of the story where they framed Dredd in the comics? So it had similarities to that story. I know that Stallone was not Judge Dredd, but there was a lot of good stuff in it. The ABC Warrior as well. They had sort of like Hammerstein sort of.
Oh yeah, I forgot they put that in it.
They did a lot of good stuff in there. It was just unfortunately was just not in the right direction.
Is that Scotty on that page there?
It does look like him, doesn't he?
Yep.
She kind of take it
Again, wrong franchise.
Well, they had Bones earlier, so why not have Scotty?
That is Mr. Shire, Tennant's father.
Mr. Shire.
His first name is Worcester.
Yeah,
Worcester. So I was about to say, is Mr. Shire somewhere up north? I've not heard of that county.
I thought he was talking about the sauce.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, Worcestershire.
Worcester? What do you mean? Worcester.
Yeah.
Worcester. We always have a problem trying to pronounce that in this part of the country.
Yeah, you have a trouble trying to
I've
pronounce
always called
English.
it Worcestershire sauce. So
Worcester
I always hear,
not Oyster. Worcestershire.
It's nice.
We have a city here in Massachusetts called Worcester. Everybody pronounces Worcester.
Yeah.
It's like Birmingham.
I'm pretty sure, Sam, pretty sure in England, the English people here can probably say that there is a city or town called Worcester.
Worcester, yeah.
Oh, it is Worcester still? Okay.
It's Worcester.
I wasn't positive.
Yeah, Worcester, yeah. Yeah, the Birmingham's funny as well.
The funniest one is the Americans say Leicester, and it's Leicester.
Yeah, Leicester.
So,
yeah.
Oh, Leicester, yeah.
Well,
I think I know that just because I'm from Boston. So.
Leicester Square.
Well, here in South Carolina, we have a town called Townville. So
there you are. Yeah.
Yeah.
What more do you need?
Just in case you don't know where to go, Townville. That's the place.
We also have a town called 96. That's the town name. It's 96.
That sounds very Orwellian.
I'm not a number. I'm a free man.
Yeah, like when you're talking about it, you always have to specify the town of 96. You can't just say 96.
Founded by a sexual deviant with dyslexia.
Wait, how'd you know?
Because if you look
about that,
I know, I'm joking.
If you look at a map where I live, I'm really close to the 69 expressway, and in Lansing, 69 crosses with the 96 expressway.
Oh.
And depending upon which one you're on, you either go to Indiana or to Grand Rapids, and it's gotten to the point now where you just ignore the number because they get flopped all the time. There's a business 96 and a business 69, and you just have to look where the signs are telling you take this road, you'll go to Grand Rapids. That's the one you take, or you head for Fort Worth or whatever, Fort Wayne. But yeah, we get them swapped around all the time. It's crazy.
We're up to the end now.
Getting there. Getting to the end of the volume.
It's 5-2.
Is it? Yeah, but we had 20 minutes of
that's still 20 minutes of run time.
Sorry, folks. Yeah. 20 minutes.
Doesn't matter that it was full of tripe.
Says where did we leave off here? Overconfident. USA Libertarian, yeah. Get rid of the extra letters then. Wasteful. Monkey bottom.
Monkey bottom.
USA Libertarian says, thanks for being here, USA. We're about to head out. Shall we call it then? Call it here?
Yeah.
Do we want to do this? Do we want to keep doing this?
We'll do another one next week.
Because
this is just such good artwork. You can't not.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Keep doing this. There's plenty more. So, I mean,
do
a lot
some
more
next week.
We're not even a third of the way into the set, and we've got that.
So how long was he drawing it for? How long did he draw it for? A few years.
Yeah, quite a few years. 81 until the strip stopped. Let me pull out the last volume here and see if I can get a year off of it. '84.
Right. So it's 3
'84
years,
is the last copyright year on it. Yeah.
4 years. So yeah.
So each volume must be close to a year. That's 365 strips. When 52 of those are full pages.
Yeah.
Yep, we'll end it there. It's a
Okay.
good place. And call it, folks. Sorry, we had a little sound problem at the start.
A little 20-minute sound problem.
I think it was more audio visual as far as the description is concerned.
Had to wiggle some cables and get things together. So we'll look at more of this next week, maybe the week after as well. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. All right. It says they made it. They all made sense in context. Yeah. Okay. Today it's Spaceballs Day too. Yeah. There we are. Marvy says Spaceballs.
May the Schwartz be with you.
Yeah.
Exactly. Mitch, tell folks how they can find you. Remind them again.
You can find me at Linktree/Celtic Cross Studios, where you can find my website, socials, web comics, and online store. Keep an eye out for my Flesh and Blood collection campaign, which should be coming in about a month. I know I said that at the beginning of the year, but then life happened, so I had to put it off until now. But I'm getting it prepared. I'm also going through some of my older comics and remastering them and coloring them, and I'm probably going to do a crowdfunding campaign for those also.
Sweet. And Allison, please tell folks how they can find you.
Well, you can find me here on Sundays with these fine gentlemen. Hold your laughter. And, well, I stream Mondays and Fridays on my YouTube page, which is this Allison McGlone, and my Twitch channel, which is alleycat_comics. Come to Twitch for the music, because I can play music on Twitch. So,
there you go.
and later today, I will be doing a live stream of Star Wars related things, as I will be tomorrow as well, getting the May the 4th and Revenge of the 5th stuff going. I have a bunch of things I've been working on for it, so I think that should be fun. And I'm on most of the social medias. I avoid the one that shares its letter with the porno. But yeah.
All right.
I just lost my password, and I didn't see the need to reset it.
You'll be fine until they start posting in Arabian. So.
Yep. No.
Russ, tell folks how they can find you.
I am on the one with the porno in the name, but I don't think it matters,
I knew it.
to be honest.
Pornhub?
You can find me on Pornhub.
Check out Russ's OnlyFans.
It's all AI. Yeah, my OnlyFans. Yeah. You can have a quick look. Talking to Pornhub, you can have a quick look at this file, because I've got a rather talented artist quickly putting together the cover for issue 3. You can find all about that over at russleach.com. Put it up, Randy. Put it up. Has Randy gone?
I'm not going to put it. No.
There you go. Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
There you go.
Wow.
So we've got some fantastic painting skills going on over my layouts for the cover. A few minor bits to go on with there. But yeah.
We know what kind of porn Randy's into.
Look at that. Yeah. Sorry.
So that's the way it is.
Well, I don't give a shit.
I'm so old. All of my porn career was on Super 8. So hey, there you are.
Because it's super and it's 8.
Super. Yes.
So check out the Atlantean. Like I say, the cover's coming on beautifully. We're in the middle of production, and that will go to crowdfunding sometime in July. So you can get hold of all 3 issues. Then, if you can't wait, they will issue 1 and 2 will be available at retail once everybody who backed issue 2 has got their copy. So you can go find all those things, find out all about that by going to russleach.com and sign up for the email list.
Right. Glenn, tell folks how they can find you.
You can find me here on Randy's show on Friday and Sunday.
Sounds
And
working.
you can, yeah. The longest introduction on a podcast ever, 20 minutes
Sorry,
of silence.
Yeah.
And,
Just fast forward through it, folks, until you see the.
It's too late. They've
Start
already
talking.
seen it.
They've already been mooned. Yeah.
Oh, look, Ethel.
Yeah, whatever. You can find me on Amazon, Fund My Comic, eBay, X, Facebook, all the usual baloney out there. You can find me, but just put my name in Google and you'll find it all. Lots of stuff, books, magazines, artwork, films. Just just put my name in the search engine thing, Ural space, whatever it's called, and then I'll be there.
All right. Cool.
As Michael Jackson once said.
Hatch Annotated still available over at fundmycomic.com too, by the way. Go over there.
When you want.
Take a look. Go over there when you're there. Take a look at all the other projects over at Fund My Comic. Arrow Comics will be holding a lot more campaigns over there as soon as I get some time to put them up there. We've got a lot of stuff to offer. Atlantean 2 will be out of press hopefully this next week. So we'll keep you appraised on that. And you can always find me on Facebook if you want to talk to me directly. I seem to have accidentally started a Instagram account on my phone because I keep getting notifications that people are following me. And I'm like, oh, well, I must have gone over there and hit the wrong button at one point or another. But I'll have to look at that a little closer. Maybe you'll see me more on Instagram lately because, man, Facebook has really turned into a cesspool. And
Yeah.
X,
There's a reason I basically don't use Facebook.
X isn't much better. So
No.
Anyway, Marv says he's moving. I'll be moving to another factory on Wednesday, so different schedule. I'll see you next Sunday. Have a great week, everyone. You too, man. PBR says next Al Williamson comic I get, going to see if I can get my friends to take a shot of every mushroom you see per page. That might be a great subject for a video. PBR, it would be rather funny. Al Williamson on shrooms. There we are.
Wait, he wasn't?
Might do it myself. No.
Okay.
Not with that kind of detail. Anyway.
Well, you
It'd
never
be
know.
really trippy. It'd be interesting to see a trippy Millennium Falcon by Al Williamson on shrooms. But anyway. Folks, we deeply appreciate you stopping by. Thanks, especially thanks for your patience this morning and the stupid equipment and StreamYard and blah, blah. Onwards, I'm currently writing Atlantean 3, and I use a different setup in order to do it, in order to be more comfortable. And switching back around, jiggled the wrong audio cord and camera blitzed and StreamYard blitzed. And anyway, I'm sure you've got the whole... Your conversation was fine. It was just me screaming at and wondering why I couldn't hear what you were saying. But anyway,
I'm fairly
all good.
certain we're just
It's
making
probably
fun of
pretty funny. I'll have to sit and look at it later. But
We
folks,
were talking about you, Randy.
I'm
Yep.
sure you were. We do this twice a week, usually more competently than this morning. Sunday Funnies, 9 a.m., where we look at some great, unusual things, comics, sequential art. And then Comics by Night on Friday mornings at 5 a.m. Eastern time, where we look at the best in sequential art. Right now, we are currently looking at the fantastic Weird Science series by EC. We'll continue our looking at that this Friday as we pick up with issue number, I think it's 14. Yes, we're at issue number 14 and working our way through. If you like Wally Wood, you're going to love that show. And then go back and look at our other shows. We are archived over at the Comic Book Black Belt YouTube channel, the Randy Zim YouTube channel, and the Indie Comics Network. Go over there and subscribe to all three of those platforms. We can all use your help. It costs nothing for you to do it. Hit that like button. Any type of interaction, leave a comment. Any kind of interaction you have with the show just goes to help our algorithm and helps get us under more noses and more recommendations, and we do deeply appreciate it. So PBR says, thanks for making my Sunday. Well, thank you, PBR, even with the flaws. Yep. Folks, again, we'll see you on the next one. Go back and take a look at our previous shows. Go visit your local retailer. It was Free Comic Book Day yesterday. They might have some left over that you can even take with you, depending upon what was left. But the retailers, especially at this point in time, need your help just to keep their lights on. So with all the distributor problems and the how would you say inferior product being produced, it's a little hard for them to get by. So help
even if you like a lot of us and hate what the mainstream is doing, they still have back issues and collectibles, and most of them have figurines and stuff you can look through and support them that way.
You'd be amazed going through their back stock, the gems that are sitting there waiting for you to discover. So and there's more and more back issue stores opening up all the time, which is amazing to see. I know Dennis Barger has a big one down in Monroe that's like, what is it, 27,000 square feet. There's another one that opened up that's 97,000 square feet over on the west coast around Muskegon, around where Scott Rosema lives. So that probably gives him another excuse not to be here. So
dollar bins is the way to go.
And lots of dollar comics, always the way to go.
Yeah, I found a collection of Zap comics.
Man,
that
from what number?
Fantagraphics put it. No, it was one of the collections.
Oh, okay.
That, the trades that Fantagraphics put out yesterday, and it wasn't just Crumb. It had Gil Sheldon in it, and
all the classics. Yeah,
yes,
great.
Spain Rodriguez.
Yeah, just a great run. Zap was really good.
Oh yeah.
One of these days, I'll dig my issues out and we'll sit and look at them. We need to do more underground and independent material on this channel. Anyway, folks, again, thanks so much for stopping by. Deeply appreciate your patience, your being here, your comments in the comment section. Make sure if you enjoy this program, tell your friends. We really want to get out in front of as many eyes as we possibly can. And we're looking at such great stuff. It's amazing that we don't have higher numbers. And the best way, the best marketing we can ask for right now is word of mouth. Go out there and tell your friends if you think that they're going to enjoy this program, and have them listen to us all the time, or as often as they can. We know the majority of our listeners are after the fact. We deeply appreciate you guys as well. And thanks so much for tuning in. We hope you enjoy it as much as we love bringing it to you. We're not monetized for this. We do this because we love it. Nobody here is getting paid. So, and any ads that we run here is satirical unless it's for our own material. So, that's why you hear a lot of us talking about our own stuff. We want you to know what we do, and especially know that we know what we're talking about when we're talking.
Those cats are getting paid in fun.
There we are. Absolutely. Look at them running. That's awesome.
That's what they do. They beat the hell out of each other.
Thanks again for stopping by. Don't forget our Friday morning Comics by Night, Indie Comics Network, Comic Book Black Belt, Randy Zim YouTube channels. Forget my Facebook page, except for live viewing. They only backlog us a couple of months now, and then they wipe them out. Thanks, Facebook, so much. And I don't even think I changed my Facebook page around this morning because we were so screwed up on the sound. Again, folks, thanks. Take care. See you on the next one.
Das wird dann, ja.
Thanks so much for being here.
Bye.
You cannot pick that doll.
No.
Can I pick that doll?
No.
Can I pick that doll?
No, he's
Can I
sleeping.
pick that doll?
The word of the day is supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I'm tired of dealing with bullshit and moods that are atrocious. If I don't protect myself, it will lead to psychosis. So supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
One more.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce.